There we go. Vertical. This. That here. Oh shit. My bad. Hold on. Right. All right, man. Let's get it started in. Let's get it started. Now let me plug my headphones in. Get everything set up first. Let me get everything for the setup. Everything for the setup. Let's get it set up. That's not good. God damn. This is not working out for me, man. It's a bad start. Leave that there. We'll leave it there for right now. We'll leave it there for right now. Now we're about to go back into this deep dive of the David case right now, right? So this David case, I was kind of looking into it yesterday. Got to get an idea about what's going on. So now I'm going to look more into it today. Because, you know, life moves so fast. Everything comes out. There might be something I missed. So I'm going to do a full just recap, review of what I've already... I'm going to toss in my... Plug that in. Hold on.
So there is a music artist out there named David, born March 28, 2005, and raised in Houston, Texas. His come-up story is actually pretty insane. The guy was a YouTuber trying to be the next big gaming streamer, and so back in 2018, he was creating Fortnite content, including montages.
So basically, I played Fortnite from 2017 to 2021. I became a YouTuber. I was playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, all these different type of games to try to become like the biggest next thing. Streamer, Kai Cenat, everything.
Where he was routinely using the most mainstream trending music to get more eyes on his videos, because at that time he was completely unknown.
The songs have an algorithm to them. So let's say 2 people use, I don't know, Halo, and then 3 people use them, 4 people use them. That song, if you hear it in enough videos, your video will be the one that goes up. I don't know how it works, but on YouTube, that's how it works for Fortnite.
So you literally, nothing changed in what you were doing. All you did was put one song in.
Put a song in a video.
That is until David's worst nightmare came true, and almost every video he had ever made got copyrighted overnight for using the music. And so David breaks down, he calls his mom crying, and she says if you want to fix your problem, then you should just make your own music. So then David literally starts recording into his phone and creates his first song on a free music editing software. He posts it up to SoundCloud, it starts getting plays, and the rest is really history.
And I made the song called You and I, which now has, 94 million streams. It's my second song I ever made. Put it in the montage, and I tagged it on Twitter. First Fortnite player to use his own song in a video. That was the title. And bro, everyone was using the song after that day. Like the Fortnite streamers that I was watching and looked up to were using my song. Everybody was using my song, bro. It's crazy because it was royalty free. Because nobody's getting copyright strikes.
David was a pioneer for doing this because he actually sounded pretty good. It's actually pretty reminiscent of the blog era back when I was a teenager, when rappers like Logic and Skizzy Mars were blowing up from phase montages back then in the early 2010s. So he was making the Fortnite videos with his music, and then he started making trending sounds on TikTok by recording covers of already popular songs, and then pitching the audio all the way up to give it that classic Alvin and the Chipmunks sound.
I got 500,000 followers off that, bro. But then literally 2 TikToks later was the romantic homicide one, which has like 16 million views.
Wait, what?
Everybody, my mom was commenting on this one, bro.
Wait, so you made this one as Alvin still?
Dude, yeah.
Let me hear.
Still, same thing. Everything is crazy.
He actually credits making those covers as the place where he honed his sound.
So the reason why you developed your style was just because you were pretending to be Alvin the Chipmunk.
Dude, yeah.
That's insane.
And from here, David would explode onto the scene in 2022 with his actual music, ironically with his most popular song called Romantic Homicide. Understand that his music was especially trending on TikTok, which at the time was the platform producing smash hits from all kinds of unknown artists.
To most people, they go into a studio, they have a professional microphone, they have like a mixing board, there's a person who makes the beat, there's a whole thing. He does everything in his cell phone.
I mean, understand that David's rise was a matter of months, going from completely unknown to a massive internet musician. I mean, I would say that he showed off around as much internet prowess as someone like Lil Nas X, who also really utilized social media kinda in a different way for his blow-up.
It hit 78 on Billboard a week and a half later.
And so the guy was getting billions of views and plays across the internet. His debut album, Withered, was released earlier this year. It sold 30,000 units and reached number 13 on the Billboard Hot 200. And overall, he was really on the brink of becoming a more mainstream artist, not just popular on the internet. He would even go on tour last year opening up for SZA, and the guy was currently headlining his own tour.
Feel me? We're in a mini arena, you know what I'm saying? We got multiple levels.
We done upgraded, you feel me? Last time I was here was with SZA. Now we headlining it. Let's go crazy and go stupid and go dumb. You feel me? Yeah.
So clearly David had some die-hard fans of his music. He was relatively young and at the beginning of a very popular career. But now it looks like he has potentially thrown all of that away, and even potentially his own life, as his story has taken a very dark turn. It really all started when a Tesla was impounded in a Los Angeles tow yard. The car was brought in from Hollywood Hills after people reported it abandoned since the beginning of the summer, which was right around the time that David began his tour. Obviously, it's been hot outside and a rancid smell started to come from the back of the car, and the people who work at the impound lot noticed this, and really without a better way to say it, inside the trunk contained the human remains of a 15-year-old girl who had been missing since last summer 2024, named Celeste. Rivas. Understand that she had already run away from home multiple times. But this was the occasion where she was not seen again and her family wanted answers. And this is where David comes into the picture, as the Tesla was registered under his name.
Using human remains wrapped in a bag that we now know belonged to Rivas. Eyewitness News has learned she was found wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal bracelet, and metal stud earrings. She also had a tattoo on her right index finger that said, "Shh."
Now listen to what they said there about the tattoo, because it's actually really important.
She also had a tattoo on her right index finger that said, "Shh."
I want you to take a wild guess who else has a matching tattoo on his hand. That's right, that man David. They both reportedly have the very same tattoo that just reads, "Shh." And apparently that's how they were able to identify her, was through this tattoo. Like I said, her body was dismembered. And just listen to what her identity had to say.
You know, her daughter had been missing all of this time.
And apparently that's how they were able to identify her, was through this tattoo. Like I said, her body was dismembered. And just listen to what her mother, who did publicly release her identity, had to say.
You know, her daughter had been missing all of this time. She told us that she was aware that there was a boyfriend named David.
And that her daughter had a tattoo with the letters "shh" on her right index finger.
That the color of the ink of that tattoo was red, which was something that police had not released to the public.
Finger.
That the color of the ink of that tattoo was red, which was something that police had not released to the public.
So obviously this looks like a really bad situation for David right now, as it allegedly appears that he might have been having a relationship with someone underage, and then potentially he ended her life and stuffed her in the back of his car, leaving her there to rot.
So what inspired the hook, "In the Back of My Mind You Died," is kind of like the storytelling aspect of the lyrics that came before it, in a way that it builds up to the big moment where she died in the back of my mind. Like, I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died.
And keep in mind, guys, if these allegations have any truth, that means she was more like 13 to 14 years old when she went missing. To make matters even worse, when you look into his music, he's made a music video where he puts a body into the trunk of his car. There is other imagery and videos where a girl who looks like her disappears as he grieves the end of their love. Apparently, David was creating a funeral atmosphere at his shows with actual caskets, and he also name-dropped this girl Celeste allegedly on a now leaked song that was allegedly written back in December of 2023. Now, when the car was initially discovered and linked to him and they found the body in the trunk, this guy just kept on touring like nothing happened. But more recently, it has been reported that he is working with the police and in turn has had to cancel several of his tour dates.
As last we heard, he was cooperating. LAPD is not naming him a suspect at this point or a person of interest. We're waiting to hear more from them.
I mean, how this guy could not be a person of interest, I do not know. Like, if there had to be at least one person of interest in this situation, it would be him. Some people are even speculating that the two showed up on an IRL stream together, but that is yet to be confirmed. I've seen alleged messages from her brother. People are claiming that she was in the back of a picture that David took on Discord in 2023. Others are claiming there are pictures of him paying people off who might have information, but of course at this time this is all merely speculation. There are pictures of him paying people off who might have information, but of course at this time this is all merely speculation. It's also important to note that there will be a lot of people online trying to piece together the information that are not going to be getting things 100% right, so you should take everything with a grain of salt, but I will say right now it's not looking good for this guy at all. Also, if you look at footage from his shows, most of his fans do appear to be younger teenagers.
Yo! That's the dude from Fortnite, bro!
And honestly, if the guy did do it, I just don't understand how he could be so dumb to just allegedly leave this car out there for months. Like, even if we assume there was foul play from some sort of outside party here, like, how could you just not care about your car? I don't know that. The situation is one of the weirder ones we've probably ever seen. I'm sure we will get a lot of answers here in the coming days. I don't know if this is just like police protocol to not make him a person of interest, but I also find that kind of strange. Maybe one of you can explain that to us down below in the comments, but I will continue to keep you updated on the situation. Y'all let me know what you guys think down.
To the singer David has been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. The teen was reported a runaway and missing out of Lake Elsinore nearly a year and a half ago. Tonight, a house close to where that Tesla was abandoned was searched. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo is there live now in Hollywood with more. Tim.
And Mark, those CSI investigators literally just left the scene about 10-15 minutes ago. The police tape finally came off and we were able to come a little bit closer to this house. Now, we don't know at this point what exactly those detectives were looking for, what they got out of that house. We saw them pull evidence and put it into an SUV, essentially where I'm standing right now. We don't even know why they were here in the first place, but this house just happens to be literally feet away from where that Tesla was found. A dozen LAPD investigators took a computer and other items from this Hollywood home just a block away from where an abandoned Tesla was found with a dead teenager in the trunk. Police spent hours at the home. Computer and other items from the CSI investigators literally just left the scene about 10-15.
"15-year-old Celeste Rivas. The teen was reported a runaway and missing out of Lake Elsinore nearly a year and a half ago. Tonight, a house close to where that Tesla was abandoned was searched. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo is there live. Reporter Tim Caputo is there live now in Hollywood with more. Tim.
And Mark, those CSI investigators literally just left the scene about 10-15 minutes ago. The police tape finally came off and we were able to come a little bit closer to this house. Now, we don't know at this point what exactly those detectives were looking for, what they got out of that house. We saw them pull evidence and put it into an SUV, essentially where I'm standing right now. We don't even know why they were here in the first place, but this house just happens to be literally feet away from where that Tesla was found. A dozen LAPD investigators took a computer and other items from this Hollywood home just a block away from where An abandoned Tesla was found with a dead teenager in the trunk. Police spent hours at the home on Dehaney Place, placing several evidence bags into an SUV, but they wouldn't say if or how it was connected to the Tesla. Several homeowners say they remember seeing that distinct Tesla for a while. First parked in front of the house police searched today, then at two different spots on the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, people could be hanging out with friends for a long time.
That abandoned Tesla was towed earlier this month, and workers at a Hollywood tow yard noticed a foul odor and found decomposed human remains wrapped in a garbage bag inside the car. We now know the young woman found dead was 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, according to the medical examiner, the same teen who was reported missing from Lake Elsinore last year.
Of a very popular career, but now it looks like he has potentially thrown all of that away. Tesla was impounded in a Los Angeles tow yard. The car was brought in from Hollywood tour. Obviously, it's been hot outside, and a girl who had been missing since last summer 2024, named Celeste Rivas. Understand that she had already run away from home multiple times, but this was the occasion where she was not seen again and her family wanted answers. And this is where David comes into the picture, as the Tesla was registered under
boyfriend named David. Her daughter had been missing all of this time. She told us that she was aware that there was a boy.
Inside the trunk contained the human remains of a 15-year-old girl who had been missing since last summer 2024, named Celeste Rivas. Understand that she had already run away from home multiple times, but this was the occasion where she was not seen again and her family wanted answers. And this is where David comes into the picture, as the Tesla was registered under his name.
Using human remains wrapped in a bag that we now know belonged to Rivas. Eyewitness News has learned she was found wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal bracelet, and metal stud earrings. She also had a tattoo on her right index finger that said, "Shh."
Now listen to what they said there about the tattoo, because it's actually really important.
Named David.
And that her daughter had a tattoo with the letters "shh" on her right index finger.
That the color of the ink of that tattoo was red, which was something that police had not released to the public.
So obviously this looks like a really bad situation for David.
Called You and I, which now has what is getting copyright strikes.
David was a pioneer for doing this because he actually sounded pretty good. It's actually pretty reminiscent of the blog era back when
Last time I was here was with SZA. Now we headlining it. Let's go crazy and go stupid and go dumb. You feel me? Yeah.
turn. It really all started when a Tesla was impounded in a Los Angeles tow yard. The car was brought in from Hollywood Hills after people reported abandoned since the beginning of the summer, which was right around the time that David began his tour, obviously 2024.
Year. At a corner store in town, the owner recalled her coming in often.
She always quiet, nice. She come in like if she buy like a chips, soda, and leave. Sometimes she come with a friend from the neighborhood.
Eyewitness News has learned Rivas had run away from home a few times. She was last reported missing in spring of 2024. Those who knew Rivas, who just turned 15 a week and a half ago, say she was bubbly and sweet.
She just seemed very lively and friendly, a typical teenager.
The medical examiner hasn't determined her cause of death, but part of the police investigation will be speaking to the owner of that Tesla, a musician who goes by David. His real name, David Anthony Burke, from Houston, Texas. David, made popular via social media for the songs Romantic Homicide and Here With Me, began the American leg of his world tour on July 30th and has continued performing since the investigation began. Tonight's show, though, in Seattle was canceled. The medical examiner also trying to determine how long Rivas had been dead, but based on the condition of the body, it might have been a while. Those who saw the Tesla this summer and watched LAPD spend hours in this well-to-do Bird Streets neighborhood are rattled by everything that's happened here.
It's scary to think that this is happening. And this is a beautiful neighborhood, it's very nice, beautiful, expensive homes, and we would think that we'd be safer. It's scary to think that this is happening. And this is a beautiful neighborhood, it's very nice, beautiful, expensive homes, and we would think that we'd be safer.
Interesting note, the home here behind me that detectives have been focused on the better part of today has 2 cameras above the garage as well as a ring camera. In fact, this entire neighborhood has pretty extensive security system, with many of the homes having several cameras. We do know from a couple neighbors I spoke with earlier that police were here last week asking to review or see some of the security camera footage. We don't know if they got anything, if it's helped the case. As to this point, LAPD has been extremely tight-lipped about this entire investigation. We're live tonight in Hollywood. Tim Caputo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Tim Caputo, thank you.
The police raided a Hollywood Hills home linked to singer David. It's now being reported that the car had been sitting for weeks before being towed. Law enforcement confirmed the Hollywood Hills home was connected to the singer, but did not provide additional details. Authorities were seeking several items, including digital devices that would have security recording or would connect the deceased teen to the location. One neighbor remembers seeing the distinct-looking Tesla parked on the street for some time, in front of the house that was searched, and later in 2 other parking spots on the street. The neighbor was quoted saying, "It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time." The car had a big dent on it and it had a Texas plate. A lot more details have come out today with internet detectives. Apparently there's more than one Celeste, and there could even be 3 Celestes. I don't know anymore, dude. But look at this. The vehicle containing the victim was found 1 minute away from the house rented by David's manager. That was a detail we didn't know about. I thought it was just abandoned somewhere in Hollywood Hills, like far from his house for for some reason? No, this shit was near his house. More to this post, we have just confirmed the house is being rented by Josh Marshall, David's manager at Interscope. David appeared on a lot of Twitch live streams, and this clip has been going around because the girl in it is wearing the same Gap hoodie as Celeste here. So some people are like, is this Celeste? But I don't know. Like, are they just sharing the same hoodie? Because it doesn't look like her. But one of them's apparently 23.
Yeah, that's it, water. It's it, water. It's it.
Is that her? I don't think that's her. But look, it's the same Gap hoodie.
Don't be shy.
Because it doesn't look like her. But one of them is apparently 23.
Yeah, that's it, water. It's it, water. It's it, water. It's it, water.
Is that her? I don't think that's her. But look, it's the same Gap hoodie.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Oh, there's a tattoo in her neck. She didn't have a tattoo in the back of her neck. That's the older Celeste. TMZ, of course, put out a video of singer David and homicide victim Celeste during live stream. This one, I mean, it looks like her a lot. And I think it's her. Because she has a hoodie on and glasses almost to like kind of hide her identity a little bit. Like that's what that looks like in my opinion. But it's just a clip of the stream and they talk about, at some point Jeffrey Epstein gets brought up, bro. And she says something about what's controversial about R-wording kids. And then he tells his stream managers to delete the VOD, I guess, because of that comment.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spot me. Oh, thank you, Mitochondria.
I gotta stop with him if you even.
Are we
We need to delete.
Are we, Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
So the reason he says that is because Jeffrey Epstein brought up
Mitochondria.
I gotta stop with him if you even.
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
So the reason he says that is because Jeffrey Epstein brought up and he says we should delete this VOD. Some people are saying that's him covering his tracks because he has a girl with him that is underage next to him. But there's more context to the clip. Here's more context to that clip.
Media trained you.
Media trained you is what he just said because she just said something about Jeffrey Epstein.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
They mute the mic.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
Either way, what it looks like is he knew this girl. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that he knew her, and it looks like they were in a romantic relationship, but there was more than one Celeste. So a lot of misinformation's going around. But obviously the conspiracies are going crazy today because this is a very viral story. His manager's in on it. Would not be surprised if the manager was in charge of getting rid of the evidence, or he did it himself for David. Either way, he probably had some involved because the car was moved while he was on tour. Apparently, some people are saying since the car was abandoned for so long, he wasn't on tour yet around this window of time. That's what some people are saying. And here's another weird Reddit situation where someone says his producer jokes about liking little girls. Yeah, David does too. And this is from 2023. It's not a joke for David. Not surprised. LMAO, bro doing tricks on his own dick. Nah, I'm playing IDK about that side of David. So this deleted user now was making jokes about David being into little girls. The house where the search warrant was executed yesterday near where the Tesla registered David was found with the body of Celeste Rivas in the front trunk appears to be linked to David. A May 2024 Google image shows a similar Tesla parked in the front of the house. So people have found the house and Google images shows a Tesla parked out front. That car is 100% linked to that house. There's no debate to that. So multiple people messed up this badly. Multiple people thought it was a good idea to send the murder car to a car lot. Dear God, it's like the Three Stooges skit from that South Park episode. This is a crazy video. A teacher has spoken out that apparently was the teacher of Celeste. Like, I don't know why he's exactly doing this to his classroom, but watch this.
Hold up. That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was this?
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again. In May of that year. May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
That's another really gruesome detail. I almost don't even want to say it. Her full body wasn't in the front trunk. It was just parts of her body. I don't want to like explain in detail. I saw another clip confirm that it was just parts of her body, not her full body is discovered yet. There's been a few comments of people really up in arms about getting the point across that she died at age 14, not 15. Either way, she was a child. I don't know why people are so upset about her age being exactly wrong by a few days because it was discovered on her birthday. But yeah, she was not 15 yet because she was dead before she turned 15. I can't believe I'm even saying this out loud. This is so disturbing. I like writing gory psychological drama, romantic quotes, and a lot of death. You're so fucking real for that, someone says. I love gore. I used to be addicted to watching gore videos, David says. Live Leak was bookmarked, LMAO. If you don't remember, Live Leak was, I think that website shut down now. You used to just be able to watch fucking anything on that website. Not gonna lie, some gore videos are funny. I saw a cartel execution on Reddit when I was 14. Now, we've all seen our fair share of messed up videos. I don't recall ever seeking out gory videos as a child. I really don't recall ever doing something like that. But if you do, you should probably get some help, honestly. If you're seeking out those videos as a child at 14, got to the point where I don't even cringe when I see it no more. I remember laughing at one point. It got bad, man. What? You remember laughing at one point? What is this guy talking about, bro? Laughing at gory videos. And people in the chat are like, what the fuck are you talking about? They respond with this picture. David says, gore greater than porn. Porn is garbage, though. He really just said that. That's a real quote from his Discord. This guy is very fucked up in the head, bro. I mean, look at this poor girl, man. There's a lot more pictures coming out of her. That's definitely the girl from the stream that TMZ posted, in my opinion, with the hood. On in the glasses. This is a very damning tweet as well. When I was writing this, I got a notification as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. Quote unquote, take me where I belong. But our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We got to push through it, bro. So if this is about Celeste the minor, this is her saying, take me where I belong, back to my family. Family. Or this could be about someone else whose mom and sister is passed away. We don't know. But if this is about the Celeste we think it's about, this is creepy and some grooming fucked up shit.
She was not found in her complete, her complete body wasn't found. These were parts. And if I'm not mistaken, was it a head and a torso and that's it?
Yeah, there was also, there were, I don't want this. You're right. This is just very grisly to say, but I don't know if they had all the limbs. They certainly had some of them because the police did say that she had this tattoo, which is very interesting. Something we found out, but she had a tattoo on her right index finger that said the letters SHHH ... And that was on her right index finger. Yes, he had the same one at least as of last September. So we went back last summer looking for this tattoo, and from April, photos that we found of him performing, from April up till August 1st, all the photos did not show that tattoo. And then in September of 2024, then we found a photo where he did have, and we've seen others since then, where he has this tattoo on his finger.
The tattoo is one of the worst parts of this all because it shows if they really got matching tattoos, they had some sort of connection. A picture was posted in Discord. Hey, who's the girl? You are a Fed, David says. This one I can't tell if it's her because half her face is covered, and apparently the different Celeste looks very similar. But man, this isn't a good look, bro. Here's a comparison of the two different Celestes. Obviously the 14-year-old right here, and then the older one that was on the Twitch stream clip because she had the butterfly neck tattoo. But why do they have the same hoodie on, bro? Like, this is all very strange to me. What are the odds of that? Here's an Instagram story that he posted himself. This is her, in my opinion. I mean, why else would you hide the face this much? It just looks like her a lot. I just can't believe this is a real story and this is really happening. People are also finding this disturbing that he tours with a casket. He brings a casket with him on tour. which artists do some creepy, weird shit like this all the time. Like, I'm Suicide Boys fans, they do weird shit, but oh man, with the context of all this, this is very, very, very bad. Look at everything he brings. Write a letter to the deceased. Look at this. They're bringing a casket into the venue. This is another picture that's been going around for days. They're saying this is him paying off people to keep quiet about the situation. There's no solid evidence or confirmation that that's true. Like, this could just be him meeting a fan, bro. Like, I haven't seen really solid evidence that that's what this is. But we have true. Like, this could just be him meeting a fan, bro. Like, I haven't seen really solid evidence that that's what this is. But we have confirmation there's more than one Celeste. So that Celeste song could be about the other one, the older one. So we just really have to wait for the police. Like, I know there's a lot of conspiracies. At the very least, someone he knows did it. A minor that he was in a relationship with, allegedly, ends up dead and a car registered to him near his house and towed. There's just too many signs pointing to his involvement, or someone he knows was involved at least. Rest in peace to Celeste. This is devastating for her family. I feel terrible for her family. I love you guys.
This David and Celeste situation is crazy. It has gotten even crazier since our last video. We got a lot more updates. We talked about a lot in the last video. It was almost 20 minutes long, but we got even more updates today. And after reviewing everything, because I took a look at every material that hit the internet about this stuff, I only got 3 words for the situation. Spoiler alert, lock him up. This is a byproduct of people like David thinking they're smarter than the police, thinking they're smarter than what they really are. This man thought he was like a boy wonder genius, that he could have committed the murder of the century and gotten away with it because he went on tour. In our last video, we covered how a missing 15-year-old girl decomposed dead body was found in the back of his Tesla. We also reviewed some pretty alarming evidence that they've been dating since she was 12 years old. Evidence such as they got matching tattoos, they were on FaceTime calls at 3 a.m. in the morning, they have multiple pictures online of them cuddled up. Friends of hers is confirming that they were dating. We uncover messages where she's telling one friend that he took her V card. And oh, by the way, he also has love songs dedicated to her. So it's been confirmed already that at best, this dude David is a sick pedo. At worst, he's a sick, murderous pedo. Right? You either murder your 15-year-old girlfriend, or you had a 15-year-old girlfriend who's been murdered, and it took her being murdered for us to figure out that you and her were dating. That alone is enough for me to say you deserve to go to jail for the rest of your life. I don't want to be among people like you. But come here, we got some more, okay? So since yesterday, we learned the police actually did a raid at the home. They went in, they walked out with laptops and several items in their investigation of this murder. Now, we knew her body was found in the back of the Tesla, wrapped up in a black garbage bag. What we also found out, the police just revealed it, that like the car, where they picked it up from, because the car got impounded because it was parked outside for several days. Well, that particular car was parked outside his Hollywood Hills home. So not only did the Tesla belong to him, but the dead body that the Tesla that belonged to him, that was found in, that car was parked outside of his home. But him and his friends wants us to believe
that he has no idea how the dead body of his 15-year-old girlfriend ended up in the back of his Tesla that was parked outside of his home. They want us to believe that the Tesla got stolen. First off, that theory is already out the window. Y'all could give that theory up, bruh. That car was not stolen. It was parked outside of his home. Cut it out.
Details are coming into our newsroom about the missing girl found dead in singer David's Tesla. We now know police have searched a home in the Hollywood Hills where David had been living.
Eyewitness News reporter Monica DeAnda joins us live from Hollywood with the very latest. Monica.
Colleen, Phillip, good morning. Take a look here behind me. This home is where David was living, although he does not own the home. LAPD investigators served a search warrant here last night, collecting evidence. Right now, however, this is only being called a death investigation and not a homicide, and we're told that is because the LA County Medical Examiner's Office is still working to determine how exactly this teen girl died. We now know the body found inside the front trunk of a Tesla at a Hollywood tow yard belonged to 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. The car where she was found registered to David Anthony Burke, a 20-year-old singer who goes by David. Take a look. This video shows crime scene investigators carrying out a laptop and other items from this home on Doheny Place as possible evidence connected to the missing teen's disappearance and death. Police remaining very tight-lipped about the investigation, but we now know this home is where the singer was staying. One neighbor we spoke to remembers seeing that distinct Tesla for a while. First, parked in front of the house police searched, and then at two different spots along the street.
To developing news now, police searching a home in the Hollywood Hills tonight, close to where the teen's body was found.
Mike, do we know if the search has anything to do with the girl's death, though?
Yeah, so Susie and Juan, we are working on those details right now. What I can tell you is that it is literally right where we know that the car was towed from. So remember how this all happened, as you heard from Nicole. The car was towed from the Hollywood Hills. It wasn't until it was at the tow yard where the body was found. So if we go back to where the car was towed from tonight, there's a presence of Los Angeles police detectives that are out there. We can see them in their plainclothes suits. We also see crime scene techs. It appears to be centered at this home. Sky Cow was able to get a peek before it got dark, and we can see that garage door open, and we see what appear to be crime scene techs going in and out of that garage. There you see it right there. You see the door to the home open on the inside. Another Tesla with the front open right there inside the garage as well. To be clear, LAPD has not said tonight if this investigation is related to the investigation of the girl's body being found, but they are like less than 100 feet away from where it was all found. So this is all happening in the same neighborhood. We have reached out to the LAPD. We even talked to the Hollywood Watch Commander. This isn't Hollywood Division. The Hollywood Watch Commander had no idea what was going on, which leads us to believe this is not a patrol operation. This is detectives that we see out there. So working to gather some more information, but we know as that operation is happening very, very close to where that car was towed from before her body was found.
Clearly, this is a case of grooming gone wrong. Now, I don't know why he did this, the specifics of it, because I wasn't there. But certain things you can't really try to understand. Just like I don't understand why a grown man would date a 15-year-old or have been dating her since she was 12. I don't understand that world, bruh. But this is grooming gone wrong. Some speculations, which I'm sure we'll probably figure out if this theory is true, but I have seen this theory thrown out there. Maybe she got pregnant and he realized, man, this could ruin my career. You gotta go. But we'll find out shortly if she was pregnant. Another theory that some people is floating out there, I don't really want to give any attention to this because I don't want to put any fault or blame on the victim because I think she's 100% innocent. That's a little angel that's going to go to heaven. She lived a tough life and she was brutalized and victimized by bad adults. The other theory is she got sick and tired of being groomed. She got sick and tired of his ish, probably threatened to come forward and tell her story, probably asked for a little bit of compensation that she would have deserved if she was being groomed and brutalized and victimized by this grown man. And he probably thought he was being extorted and came out and hurt her. But that's a theory that belongs to other people, not me. I'm not going to move forward or even mention that theory again because I don't even want to put out the possibility that this little girl has some, I'm sorry, bro. Extortion is not something that I'm moving forward with at all. All the updates, though, that we've received so far confirms the grooming rumors. So David follows the brother of Celeste. Somebody DM'd the brother, and they was going back and forth in a conversation about this. And the brother confirms that the sister told him that David told her that when she turns 18, they will get married. I encourage anyone to pause and read this. I'm not going to read every message. I'm going to just summarize for you guys. So the brother tells this person, hey, listen, we tried to get him locked up before. We told the police, hey, he has an inappropriate relationship with my sister. She's not of age. They couldn't do anything about it. They let him know there was lack of evidence. They couldn't do nothing about it. The brother also told this person that the sister has been dead for about 2 weeks. The brother also told this person that David told the sister that when she turns 18, he's gonna marry her. How the relationship was inappropriate. The brother would also express how he believes that David is who did it. How he believes that David is who murdered his sister, and with 100% fact, they're suspecting that David did this. Now, the person would also like tell the brother, hey, these things have been going viral. There's Discord messages of him messaging your sister. There's the songs. Just so you know, man, there's a lot going on online. Here's all the evidence. He sent him all the receipts. Now, here's the part that's really bad for David. The brother would confirm that the messages where the sister is telling this person, Gus, called Gus, that, you know, that her and David were involved and that David took her V card and she only bled with David. The brother confirmed, yeah, those messages are real. I know the person, Gus, he passed away. Which is why every time they took a picture, you bled with David. Seats. Now, here's the part that's really bad for David. The brother would confirm that the messages where the sister is telling this person, Gus, called Gus, that, you know, that her and David were involved and that David took her V card and she only bled with David. The brother confirmed, yeah, those messages are real. I know the person, Gus, he passed away. Which is why every time they took a picture, you see she's hiding her face, got the bag in front of her face, she's hiding it, because she was literally on the run while they were taking pictures. Like, she was literally not allowed to be with him or with anybody else other than her mother. But they were still taking pictures. Like, this was an open thing. I even seen a video where they was on live stream. Now, this was before she went missing, because this was January of 2024. They were on live. Now, this was like supposed to be like a live for like just his fans or like some like Discord dudes. This was not like a live that was supposed to be like too public. So she came on stream and he told his mods, hey, bruh, delete the VODs, like delete it all after this live stream is over.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, mixed by me. Yo, thank you, Mitochondria. Appreciate you.
I gotta stop with him if you even. We need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
You can even see like her appearing on stream. She got the hoodie over her head, the glasses on. She's kind of like hot. It's just all weird, very weird, man. Now, apparently Celeste isn't the only chick that David has groomed or violated. So apparently there was a scandal involving David a few years ago where people were coming forward from his Discord and other places they knew him. They were coming forward to expose him for dealing with girls who weren't of age, very young girls. And apparently he got his legal team involved and he was able to bully and scare a lot of these independent content creators or a lot of these kids who were just coming forward and telling their experiences.
So obviously y'all have seen the current David situation. In this video, I just want to address some stuff. Now, a lot of people on Twitter are mad at me because in 2023, I tried to expose David for what he was doing at the time. And I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her. I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was 13. I maybe heard her name once or twice. I had nothing to do with her. The stuff I have from 2023 was nothing to do with Celeste. These were other girls, underage girls, that had claimed David had messaged them or had, relationships with them or, doing inappropriate things with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, I was having a lot of shit for it. It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received from his team in 2023. And basically, I was having a lot of shit for it. It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received. from his team in 2023. And basically they removed my song with David from, you know, streaming services because apparently I was spreading misinformation. The thing is, after that, I got in touch with David and I was like, yo, are the claims true and all of this? And he was like, he literally said, I've got it here. He said, no, it's just some people trying to get clout. You know, there's no evidence and stuff. After that, everything was shut down. Everything, you know, no one else came out after that. So from my point of view, you guys need to understand that it did look like they were just claims. So a lot of people are asking me, why was I promoting a song in 2024 and 2025 that I had with David? It's because the claims that I had in 2023 were, you know, put on hold. It's as if they didn't exist. I had no idea. I was told that they were false by David and his legal team. So after the whole situation happened, I actually felt bad for, you know, spreading misinformation. I thought it was all fake. Obviously, with the stuff that's happened in the past 24 hours, I realized that, you know, they're now real, and some people have come out to me and told me that, you know, it was true. Not just that, but in 2023, when I made the claims, David's legal team did not want anyone to know that David was doing this type of stuff. So basically, they blamed me and said that I was leaking music, but I wasn't leaking any music. They blamed me for leaking music. I was leaking the facts. So they just said that they're gonna blame me for leaking music. That's my punishment. My song is off. That's it. And you guys.
That's why what David is being accused of should really set a precedent for how we allow for musicians to interact with their fans. Young stan accounts, young girls creating stan accounts for these famous musicians who are grown men. You know, that shouldn't be promoted. That shouldn't be something that we look at and we incentivize, bruh. The reason why David was able to have access to Celeste or other young girls is because he has an unlimited access. He's a famous musician. When they find his music, they join that Discord.